TT120 track. One's code 80 and one's code 55. What else is there to talk about? Well, there's quite a lot more than first meets the eye. Let's go up into the Mac cave and take a closer look. Hi, my name's Andy. This is my channel Modeloco for all things model railway. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you can. It doesn't affect the bank balance, I promise. Okay, so we're looking at track and track profile. So we're not too interested really in the code itself because we looked at that in other episodes. I came across this as I began my new TT120 layout, as you can see in the picture, and I'm going to do a video of the baseboard next, but I wanted to get this video out quickly because of this profile difference that I've just seen. I decided to go with Peco track, and as I started to try and cut the sleeper ties back like I do on code 100 00 gauge track, then the craft knife just kept catching. And until I dug in a little, it was then I noticed that the Peco TT120 code 55 track actually sits in a groove, which is totally unlike anything I've seen before, and definitely unlike the Hornby code 80 TT120 set track, or the Peco, you know, 00 gauge code 100 flexible track, for instance, that I've used in the past. This new track has a completely different profile, steeled rail altogether. And yes, the bed it sits in is a plastic groove moulded in to the sleepers themselves. This is new track, and it has, you know, an upside because it looks great when it's laid with care, of course, but it actually uses the N-gauge track joiners, which too are great because they're smaller, but on the downside they're a lot shorter than we used to, which I especially noticed as I started laying bends, and I've done some here, but there's a lot less strength in the fish plates to hold the radii in situ, as it were, when you're going round a curve itself, especially if the curve or the track join is right in the middle of a curve, because yeah, we always want to get a lovely smooth radii on all our bends and curves that we do. And yeah, I've tried a couple of radius 2 now and I'm getting the hang of it, but when the track join falls right in the middle of that bend, it is still difficult, and a little bit more difficult now in TT120. Having to remove that track bed, as you can see, that groove, so you can get those fish plates underneath. You can't even run a bit of track bed down between the two joins, you know what I mean, because you've got to get those fish plates in. So I guess that's why they're selling the SL1208 additional wooden sleepers, so you can leave a slight rail overhang, and thus that'll help the moulded grooves to hold the track in line as you pin it down. Will it solve lane radius curves and all the issues that come with it completely with flexible track? I'm pretty doubtful, to be honest, but I don't know. And back on the upside, it's far cheaper than buying set track at present, and I have been on to Hornby to just say you need to sell it in, you know, in packs cheaper, because it's very expensive when you start buying all that track, especially on a larger layout. It doesn't issue me, we're just on about this new profile that I've noticed in the last couple of days. On the upside again, the smaller and more hidden track joiners for the Peco track look far better, and because they sit not on the bottom part of the actual track profile, they're underneath where it goes into the groove, they're even less visible, so more real to life. So that about concludes it for the profile of TT120 Peco track against the Hornby set track at present. I have managed to lay second, third and fourth radius curves in Peco Flexi track, but it's certainly a little more taxing than when you're doing it with 00 code 100 track, for instance. And this Peco profile is on the points too. There's no transition piece as yet, and as discussed in TT120 part 3, yes, it goes together at a push. And to be honest, in my experience, it was quite a push. I haven't really forced it, but it does say here SL310 metal conducting rail joiners for TT on the end, you see, suitable for both code 80 and code 55 track. Same with the rail joiners for the nylon insulating, you know, if you want to isolate a piece of track and you're using Peco points on a DC layout, or you're doing block detection, which I plan to do in the future. So it's down to you, but that's just another thing to look at. I just thought I'd bring this to light. So yeah, that's it for this show. Tell me your thoughts on this and your experience or workaround so far, tips or tricks, Always great to read and reply to. And the next episode will be about, I'm trying to get an episode up about the Loco lift, but that's it for this episode on TT120. And it will be coming up about the layout update. All that said, look forward to seeing you soon. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Enjoy the journey and always try and stay patient even when the chaos comes in.